The world wants you dead. You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time. It's your only chance. First, we need to save Miller. He's in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan?
What, you can't keep up with world affairs in a coma? 4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Reds' 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000. The squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. They'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. He only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now it's 7 days to Port Qasim, another 3 overland. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang on. Ha!
Una introducción muy entretenida. Capítulo Nos Venganza. Tras 9 años de caída del Mother Face. Afganistán. Recompensa, información previa de Ocelot, el Hombre de Fuego y cinta de música 2. Los vehículos ya se pueden ser personalizados. Mancha. Cambiar posición de la cámara con R3. Ok. Heridas graves, 1, 2. Si tienes heridas graves no podrás realizar acciones como trepar obstáculos o montar a caballo. Si tienes heridas graves en el torso no podrás recuperarte del todo sin recibir primeros auxilios. Si tienes heridas graves de brazo no podrás preparar un arma. Si tienes heridas graves en una pierna no podrás correr. Manja. Episodio 1. Miembros Fantasmas. Peyton Teams.
The area ahead is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
The storm's passing. Getting used to it? After 9 years on ice, solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces. Should be the perfect warm-up. Kazuhira Miller is being held in Dawandehar to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid. You see Wandy on the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is, we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority. Go ahead and close the iDroid.
Ya.
Boss, put the iDroid away for a moment.
Got your binoculars? Or should I say, your int scope?
See the village? Straight ahead? To the right. Look up. All right, that's the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it. That's Violo Village, the Violo Calais. The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dawandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Le doy para que esté matado.
Take a look through your binoculars.
Okay.
Wrong target, boss. Use your binoculars to focus in on Davialo Calais village and mark it. Good. Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way.
You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dawandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss.
Big Boss.
That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. You'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
Sí, gire, ojo, que me sale por todos lados.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah.
Ok, aquí. Cuando hago el video más rápido.
Yeah. 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 Whoa, whoa. Yeah.
That's marking. Focus on a thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map. You're almost at the enemy outpost, Vialo Village. The village is crawling with enemy soldiers. Don't just go waltzing in. Start with some recon. Is there anywhere that overlooks the village? How about it? Can you see the village from there? Use the binoculars to recon the place. Look at where the enemies are stationed. Look at their gear. Take it all in. There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there. Not a civilian in sight. The Soviets have taken complete control of the place. That's a type of medicinal plant. Bring it back to base. It's sure to be useful sometime. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dewandehar. The trans... few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dewandehar. The transport log might still be around somewhere.
Sure!
Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight. Boss, you don't understand what he said? I guess that makes sense. It looks like that horn stuck in your head has impacted the language center of your brain. If only we had a recruit with a Russian interpreter skill, we could get by with simultaneous interpretation. Anytime you need advice, just give me a call. It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize yourself with your weapons and items while you can. You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat. That's a rough diamond. Good find. It'll fetch a high price. разведки, но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Прием. Sun's down already. It goes without saying that darkness is good for infiltration. But your vision will be affected just the same. Keep your guard up, or who knows when you'll bump into an enemy.
¡Puta madre!
Giving up their search for you. But they're not giving the all-clear just yet. Stay alert. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dewandehar. The transport log might still be around somewhere. Это КП. Нам никто об этом не докладывал. Видимо, она срочно кому-то понадобилась. Продолжайте выполнять задание пешим ходом. Конец связи. Rescata Miller.
Where are your friends?
No English. Русский speak,
Where are your
please.
friends?
Вы говорите...
Understanding the language and being able to interpret from those materials are already processed. They should come in handy sooner or later. Why not start gathering them?
Localizar, rescata a tu antiguo compañero Kazuhira Miller, que fue capturado por los soviéticos y está siendo interrogado en Kodain. Ok. Paradero final. Paradero final. Previo de Ocelot, área de soberanía británica.
You were hospitalized in Dhekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dhekelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto. Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy? Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead. He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent. They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dhekelia is also home to a parabolic antenna. There could be intel files of some kind in there. Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established. And Dhekelia sits right on top. Hey, that's... It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around. So how do things stand? Last year... The Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is... So you picked up an intel file. Now we know where Miller is. I'm marking it on your iDroid. Live side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America. They all had their own stake in... That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller. Spark something like this. It's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like debt. Without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to... You were...